Come on everybody, welcome to the United Stand, welcome to this morning's topic, a hot topic, a topic close to my heart, a topic that I think needs discussing amongst Manchester United hierarchy, let alone the fan base. We're going to talk about it now because it is United's captaincy. It's how United need to move forward. It's important that Ten Hag has the right man moving forward. What I'm going to do with this, I'm going to go through what is going on right now, what criteria United captain needs and should have and what we should be looking at. I'm going to make my sort of recommendations too, and I want you guys to get involved and let me know what you think in the comments below of my three. It's hard to pick. It's really hard to pick, especially with the players that we've got right now, but it's very important that going forward, with the way Ten Hag wants to play, that Manchester United make this decision and make this decision the right one, because we've seen how it can affect, we can see how things have happened over the last couple of years, especially certain types of players that have come into the club, not been happy with how this club has been run, especially on the training ground, especially in the way we perform on the pitch. We need leaders. United have been lacking leadership for a long time now. It's about time that we discussed this and got down to it, because it's, like I said, the most important player on this pitch. It's what the manager is sending out. That manager is sending out the player to be his words, to be his voice, his ears, his everything on the pitch. Right now, Harry Maguire, for me, is not that man. What does it take to be a Manchester United captain? What characteristics are a Manchester United captain? Well, look back through the years. The years, I might add, that we were actually successful. That's what's important and what should be looked at, should be mainly looked at when actually deciding who Manchester United's captain should be. Brian Robson, Roy Keane, David Beckham, Eric Cantona, these types of players, look at what they've got. They're not exactly the same. They don't all work exactly the same way, but what they all do, and the main characteristic for a Man United captain, is he's charismatic. He demands attention. His performances on the pitch, most importantly, are on point and set an example to the rest of the team. That is the biggest thing of all right now. A point was made, it's been discussed with the likes of Casemiro coming in to Manchester United this week, and hopefully we'll see an unveiling come very, very soon on that. It does look nailed on now and done. But like Casemiro coming in, like most important player in Real Madrid's Champions League campaign. We've got Ronaldo at this football club, who's won everything. Between Ronaldo, Varane, Casemiro, what have we got there? Double figures in Champions League winners' medals. These guys have won it all playing at the highest level possible. Manchester United's captain right now, Harry Maguire, has got nothing except relegation to his name. Yes, you buy a player, you invest in a player as a big club like United are, hoping that you've made that investment. It is a player that can improve. It's a player that going forward is going to get better and better and can grab them leadership skills along the way. I'm seeing signs, and I go to every single game, and I'm only going to tell you now exactly what I see. I see discontent on the pitch, and this isn't me just building this up to make this video sound more drastic than what it needs to be. Every single United fan can see what is going on the pitch right now. It isn't good enough. There is zero leadership. I've seen Bruno Fernandes ushering Harry Maguire forward for a long throw from Diogo Dalot at Brentford, and he said, no, I can't go forward. He can't go forward because he can't get back. Maguire's performances don't lead. That's what I'm trying to say. When you've got players questioning your captain on the pitch and it's visible to everyone, including the fans and the players playing next to him, it's a recipe for disaster. It's no wonder this club, this team has gone downhill since Maguire has taken the captaincy. And this is absolutely no slant on Harry Maguire's name whatsoever. I'm not having to go at Harry Maguire. He set off okay as a Manchester United player. I thought he was given the captaincy too early, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to take a massive amount of blame for what's happened to Harry Maguire at this football club. He was playing all right until he got the captaincy, and that was all right. He may have got better, he may have gone to where he is now, which is really bad. His form has fallen off a cliff, and even Harry Maguire, if you asked him, would say, look, my form isn't good enough. But he's been made captain, and for some reason the club are protecting him. You don't protect a player at Manchester United for the sake of his performances on the pitch. That's what we're doing with Maguire right now. That is what this club is doing. It's an absolute disgrace of how this club is run like this. Doesn't matter if you're the captain or not. A manager coming in like Ten Hag would want to make his own change, and I hope he does. I think he needs to, because a Manchester United captain does not get taken off a game in a knockout stage of a Champions League like he did last season. A Manchester United captain does not get booed when his name's announced at Old Trafford. He doesn't get laughed at by opposition fans everywhere we go. That's not a United captain. Harry Maguire needs to be relinquished of them duties and soon as possible. That's my opinion. Guys, you let me know what you think about that. I'm going to name 3 players within the current playing staff now, and this is tough. And I'm grasping at straws here a little bit to find another captain. And maybe this is why we haven't announced another captain, because there's no one else to take the mantle. By all means, get your comments in below. Let me know if you agree with my 3 now, or if there's someone else you would bring forward. But when I've looked at this and I've looked through the playing staff, I've not been able to find a United captain in this team. My number 1 choice, and this is going to split opinion amongst the United fan base, is simply because, is he reliable enough to play every single week? And we know Maguire's injury record is quite decent, so he's there pretty much every single week. But for me, Raphael Varane is my number 1 choice. Leader from the back, centre-back, good position, similar to Maguire in terms of centre-back can see the whole game. That would be an ideal spot for me in terms of where a captain should play. Central midfield, centre-back, it's good. You've seen most of the game, you're involved in most of the game. And I just feel like Varane and what he's experienced, the players he's played with, the know-how, and he sets by example. Yeah, he's not been fantastic, but most of his appearances have been solid, good, and we're taking that right now. Like I said, the most important thing about a United captain, or any captain at any football club, is that your game is at least on point. Harry Maguire's game is nowhere near point, and other players are looking at him going, how can I take instruction from this man when he's playing so bad? Raphael Varane demands respect because of what he's won, where he's played, who he's played alongside, and the competitions he's been in. He's a full-on international. He's won everything there is to win on the world stage and the club stage. International, club, wherever it is. I think there's only the Euros that he's not won, the European Championships. Everything else the man has won. So when it comes to laying your medals out on the table, it's a long way. It's hard to compare. He's the right age, still late 20s, still a few more years left, enough experience with enough time to run as a long-term captain. That's why Varane is my number 1 pick. Now, I know the argument will be, well, his injury record doesn't really suit a captain, but can we really be looking at that right now? We'll have a vice-captain, and that's a discussion for another day. Number 2, I would say, is Bruno Fernandes. Now, that's going to completely split everyone's opinion. But remember what I said at the start. We're clutching at straws. You name me anyone else in that team right now that's playing well enough to take the captaincy. This is part of the problem. I'm making 3 because of this video, and I want to make a little bit of a chart to see. And if you guys agree with my 3 or not, that's up to you. Leave your comment below. But I'm looking at Bruno Fernandes' work rate, and that's something that I'm going to cling to. We know the quality he's got. He's already had a brilliant season for us individually. And he does, and he did at the time, improve our team. Yes, he's petulant. Yes, he's gone down that road of complaining about near enough everything. You've got pundits complaining, saying he is the worst type of teammate. Well, in terms of Gabriel Bonglahor, I don't really care what his opinion is. I mean, he never played at the highest level, so he ain't got a clue. So Gabby can just sit back in his seat. Bruno Fernandes is in poor form, like a lot of this team. But like I said, who else? You got to look at the attributes that they've got, and work rate is a big one. If you've got a player running around there, running, busting a gut like Fernandes does, and yeah, his end product may not be great, but at least he's putting that work rate in. It is a crying shame that I'm trying to make that an attribute right now to be a United captain. And I can see what you're saying right in your head now. Adam, what you're on about Bruno, he's not playing well enough to be captain. No, I understand. But what I'm trying to say is it's like that hard at this football club right now, but the captaincy needs changing. That's why Varane is my number 1, because I do feel like he is that. You never get any issue from him. You never hear anything off the pitch. Comes on the pitch, he leads. He leads by example. He's never a problem. He's quality and experience. I think there's no one else. But I'm making a list because the drop back, like we said, if Varane isn't fit, Bruno Fernandes is second. That's how I'm looking at it. Third, well, there is no one really. I would say David De Gea, simply because he's been at the club longer than anyone else. And that is it. His form has fallen off a cliff as well. Start of this season, he's been absolutely horrific for me. He doesn't command his box, which is a problem. But I'm going into goalkeeping duties here, and why it's a problem in being a captain. Last season, he probably set an example by staying up on point to where he should be for his own individual performances. On average, was about a 7, 8 out of 10 last season. So you got to say, in terms of experience at this football club, he has won some things. He has won a few trophies. And as a goalkeeper, you see absolutely everything, like I was saying, in terms of the centre-back role. You do see a lot of the game. So for me, David De Gea pretty much is number 3 choice. And I look through the rest of the team and I'm like, no, Fred, McTominay, no. I'm like, Luke Shaw, experience, no, unreliable, not playing well. You could name all the players in this squad and bring that argument to every one of them 3 players that I've picked in my shortlist. But can you go out and say, right, Ronaldo, you're a captain, you're leaving next year? No. He said he wants to leave the club. That took Ronaldo out of my reckoning straight away. And he would have been there as it. But he's actually come out and said, I want out. So I can't put him as captain. It's not the right example. If Ronaldo was unhappy and he was kicking up a stink about what's going on at the club, I would have him as number 1 straight away, because he does lead by example in terms of standards. And standards is what has dropped at this football club drastically over the last few years. It's a shame that he has come out and said what he wanted to say, but he's at the end of his career and you can't blame him. You can't really say Casemiro coming in with his experience, and yeah, he's won everything. He's a brilliant holding midfielder. He'd probably be great as a captain, but it's too soon. Who else? Who else is there? Poster boy Rashford? No. Not good enough. Sancho? No. Martial? No. I mean, who is there? There's absolutely no one at the football club. The club has rid the playing staff of any leadership. It's absolutely criminal what's happened to this club right now. We're talking that we should change our captain. We need to change the captain. And for me, out doing it all, breaking it down, looking into every player, number 1 for me is Rafael Varane. Guys, let me know what you think. Let me know about my 3. Rate my 3 in terms of 1, 2 and 3. If you think different, put yours in the comments below. I want to interact. I want to look back at the messages after this video goes up and see what you think. Try and make a captain out of the current playing staff. It's not as easy as it looks. But that is today's hot topic, guys. That's something that's close to my heart, something I feel out of the experience as a United fan that I've seen over the years is massively important going forward. And Ten Hag needs to get this right. Ten Hag needs to make this decision, I think. Maguire, no. Definitely not for me. Let me know what you think, guys. Obviously, get your 1, 2s and 3s in there. Is there a 1, 2, 3? Is it just a 1? I want to know what you think. Guys, cheers for watching. This is the United Stand. We will be back, obviously, through the week with any transfer updates coming forward. As always, I think it's going to be a crazy week. Like, share and subscribe, as always. Cheers for watching, everyone.